Hare Krishna, everybody. Welcome, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. So we have gathered here today to watch a play about Krishna and Rukmini, requested by the youth themselves. This play is a collection of different pastimes by Krishna and Rukmini, and these pastimes are not in a chronological order. For those who don't know these pastimes, they're found in the Vedas, in the Puranas, and they were made available by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. In there, it narrates Krishna's life on earth with his wife Rukmini in their capital city out in the Indian Ocean called Dwaraka. Here behind me, you can see the lovely Sri Sri Rukmini Dwarkadish deities from the Los Angeles temple. These and any stories we hear about Krishna are highly beneficial for us. They are very spiritually inspirational, and for some devotees, the essence of our lives. We read in the Bhagavad Gita, "Those who understand the divine nature of my birth and activities, O Arjuna, upon leaving the body, do not have to take birth again, but come to my eternal abode." And that's why these gatherings and expositions of Krishna's stories are so very important. Not just for the audience, but for the actors themselves and anybody engaged in supporting this endeavor. So with us today, we have 16 youth and 2 little ones from the primary, from the Hare Krishna school. And we also had some local student from Mount St. Pat's School and from Lindisfarne. And we have one actor as well. The play will go on for approximately 40 minutes before we will have an intermission. And a note to the light sensitive, this show will have flickering lights. In case of an emergency, the emergency exits are located on the side, so please make sure not to obstruct them in any way. And if you haven't turned your phone on silent, please make sure to do so now. I'll also ask everybody, especially the parents, to help make sure that the children stay in their seats, as it's a little bit dangerous if they start running around. You're welcome to video snippets of the play, but we will have someone recording and putting it up on YouTube. And in the front of the house, we've got Vrindavani. We've got a first aid box there, should anyone need that. And before we let you sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, we will ask permission and blessings from our beloved Lordship, Shri Rukmini Dwarkadish, and pray that they become pleased with our endeavors and shower all of us with unlimited blessings. Thank you very much.
Just look at all these lettuce trees. The pots are originally ducks, swines, and beautiful oases. Remember how not long ago none of this was here? Do you remember how we used to live in a small hut without any possessions, right, dear?
I do remember, my dear wife Sushila. Krishna is known as fulfiller of all desires. As he was pleased by our service, he grants us all of this.
Oh dear Pibri, please narrate once more how all of this came to pass. Please narrate your encounter with Krishna.
Yes, the famous story. Do we have any other listeners who are interested to hear this tale once more? Hold on, dear wife. Now please tell the story once more. I was sitting here, doing my puja.
Sudama Brahm who had been a friend of Krishna in his childhood,
Was always thinking of the Lord in the core of his heart. He was very peaceful and had achieved supreme control over his senses. Externally, he appeared very poor, but he actually had perfect knowledge and therefore was satisfied by the income that automatically came to him according to his destiny. He was only using his time for advancement in Krishna consciousness. He and his good wife were not eating sufficiently, and both appeared very thin.
My dear Lord, I know that Lord Krishna, the husband of the goddess of fortune, is your personal friend. You are a surrendered soul, and he is always ready to help his devotees. And in your case, he is perfectly aware of how fixed you are in his devotional journeys. He will not hesitate to award you some material benefit to cover the bare necessities of life.
My dear wife, there's no need to ask for any material benefit from Lord Sri Krishna. But if I go there, I shall be able to see the Lord person, and that will be such a great opportunity. Do we have anything when I could offer to perhaps espousing?
I have 4 poundfuls of chick rice from my neighborhood friends, and I've tied them up in a small glass.
I'll take the lead right away. Farewell, my dear wife.
oh, he would be able to see Lord Krishna. He had no other thought in his heart. It was, of course, very difficult to reach the palaces of the kings of the Yadu dynasty, but brahmanas were allowed to visit. Sudama passed through 3 military encampments with very big gates. After the gates, there were 16,000 big palaces, which were the residential quarters of the 16,000 queens of Lord Krishna. Sudama entered one palace, which was very gorgeously decorated.
Sudama? Sudama!
Oh, my beloved friend. Please, have seats. My dear friend, it is a great fortune to receive your visit.
Do you remember us living together at our guru?
Sandapani Muni's ashram? I know very well that after you finish your studies, you are not at all interested in a materialistic ways of life. Still, sometimes people like you find working hard just to exhibit the exemplary life of the householder, and at the same time be a great devotee.
My dear Lord of Praise, I'm so pleased. I'm so grateful to be able to have your company today. I know for sure that you played the role of the student and live with us in the house of our teacher. You simply adopted all of these pastimes. You're your devotee's treasure. Otherwise, there's no need to take a human form.
My dear child of friend, I know you have no empty-handed. What have you brought me? Has your wife sent some poundables?
Aha! What is this? Is this some beautiful cheap rice?
I consider that this quantity of cheap rice will not only satisfy me, but the whole creation. My lord, being so very kind to your devotee, that even one morsel pleases you very greatly. Your pleasure assures that devotee's awesomeness in both this life and the next. Whenever you are pleased with your devotee, I feel greatly obliged to her. I personally go to his house and turn it into very opulent plates.
In this way, the Lord and Sudama Brahman talked for a long time, and Sudama did not ask anything from the Lord. The next morning, he started for his home, constantly absorbed in his meeting with Lord Krishna and Rukmini, and thus remained in transcendental bliss. Sudama thought that the Lord was so kind by not offering him even a penny, knowing very well that he was a poverty-stricken man who, if he attained some wealth, might become proud and obsessed with material opulence, and in turn forget the Lord. Thinking like this, the learned brahmana gradually reached his home. Then he saw that everything was wonderfully changed. He saw that in place of his cottage, there would be palaces made of valuable stones and jewels, glittering like the sun and moon. There were beautifully decorated parks in which many beautiful men and women were strolling. The brahmana's wife came out of the palace and appeared so beautiful that it seemed as if the goddess of fortune herself had come to receive them. When Sudama entered the palace with his wife, he saw many collars of jewels. The structure of the building stood on excellent transparent marble. Sudama could understand that all this was due to the all-merciful glance of his friend, Lord Krishna, the husband of the goddess of fortune. Sudama Brahmana accepted his newly acquired opulence, but he did so in a spirit of renunciation, remaining unattached to sense gratification, and thus he lived very peacefully with his wife, enjoying all the facilities of opulence as the mercy of the Lord.
Or is it my lordships?
Only two other boys, and other Sam Christian scholars.
What about Rukmini? Her glory is often as in the three loves. How does she serve Balaram and Lord? How much does she merely love Krishna? Jai, do you want to hear more about her as well?
Yeah.
How does she serve Balaram?
Well, in that case, allow me to tell you a pastime where Rukmini wanted to serve Krishna with her deepest love after Krishna wanted to tease her. You see, Lord Krishna was exhibiting the perfect life of a householder with each and every one of his 16,108 wives. He was joking with them and fulfilling each of their desires to perfection. Each queen thought that Krishna was only present in her home, and they each served him with their deepest attachment. Naturally, Rukmini became a little proud of her husband's attachment for her, and this is when Krishna decided to tease her. Draw near, my dear wife. Allow me to share this pastime.
One night, Krishna was seated in the bedroom of Rukmini. The palace of Rukmini was wonderfully furnished with flower groves of different types of jasmine flowers, which are considered the most fragrant flowers in all of India. The moonshine glittered through the network of holes in the windows. The fragrant smoke of incense leaked out of the window shutters. Lord Krishna would exhibit familial affection with each of his 16,108 wives by expanding himself 16,108 times. Krishna enjoyed creating intense situations sometimes, where his wives would become upset with him. This particular night, he wanted to see Rukmini irritated, to enhance her beauty and increase her attachment. Smiling with great love, he began to speak in such a manner to provoke her loving anger.
My dear Srinivas, it is very surprising. Many great personalities in the royal order who wished to marry you. They were learned, well-behaved, powerful, and advanced in every regard. Your parents sanctioned your marriage to Shishupala, who was lusty and mad after your beauty, and who would have remained with you like a faithful servant. In comparison to him, I am nothing. I consider myself unfit to be your husband, because you are so beautiful, sober, great, exalted. Because I was raised in a village, my childhood, I am not well acquainted with the etiquette of royal life. It is found that any woman that becomes attracted to me is ultimately left to cry the rest of my life. In Vrindavan, many gopis were attracted to me. And now I have left them, and they are crying for me in separation. But there is no harm. The mistake can still be rectified. You are at liberty to choose a suitable husband. Whatever mistakes you may have made may be forgotten. In mistaking you heard about my exalted character, when factually, I was nothing more than a beggar. Simply by hearing about me, you selected me as your husband. That was not your best life choice. But therefore, better late than never, I advise you to select one of the great Kshatriya kings as your life companion, and reject me. I agreed to kidnap you according to a desire, but I actually probably love you, even you love me before our marriage. Actually, I'm interested in self-realization. That gives me happiness, not this family lies.
Rukmini!
Oh, my dear daughter of the King of Govinda, please do not misunderstand me. I know that you are sincere and seriously attached to me. I was only playing around and wanted to irritate you. I expected that your red lips would tremble in anger, and that you would chastise me with many words, so that I may see your beautiful face, Yonent. My dear wife, as householders, we long for moments when we can enjoy some joking words between us.
My lord, I can understand now that what you have formerly said was not actually meant serious, but yearned to evoke some pleasure between us. My lord, your former statement that you're an object combination is completely right. All greatness, the object of worship, like our great demigods like old Brahma and Shiva. When and where can I ever give them back to you? My lord, you have advised me to select one of the princes, like Shishupala, Jarasandha, or even Dantabakra. But what is their possession in this world? And now within this material world is just a dead body, a bag decorated with fear of moustache, pears and nails on their fingers. This body contains bunches of muscles, pools of blood, bundles of bones, mixed with stool, urine, bile, and polluted air, enjoyed by different kinds of insects and germs. Only a foolish woman accepts such a dead body as her husband and locks her as her day companion. Such a woman has never banished the irreversible fragrance of your lotus feet.
My dear chaste wife, I expected such an explanation from you. Now, my purpose has been served. You are my dearest among wives. Although I had thousands of wives, I do not think any of them can love me more than you. A proof of this was at the time of our grandson Aniruddha's wedding, when we were all playing chess. A fight broke out between your brother Rukmi and my brother Balaram, who ended up killing him. I stayed silent because I knew that if I supported Balaram, you would be unhappy. And if I said that the killing of Rukmi was unjust, then my brother Balaram would become upset. But I was also surprised that you didn't utter a word of protest. Because of your great anxiety that you might be separated from me, you suffered the consequences without speaking a word. Do you remember this incident?
Yes, my lord. I remember this incident very well. My brother Rukmi could not forget how you humiliated to kidnapping me. Thus, he sought solace in talking to the king of Kalinga, who was also one of his stalwart enemies.
It's very hot, so we had she the Sudama of that wicked brother of his. Rukmi. Has anyone here heard about him?
And her father, King Bhishmaka, was an excellent character too. It's hard to believe that he could have had such a wretched son like Rukmi. And when Krishna had Rukmini in his chariots, that wretch attacked Krishna. And after they fought, Krishna disfigured him by cutting off his mustache and a part of his hair.
But what happened to her? Also, he was humiliated by Krishna.
Well, this is a whole nother story. It all started when Rukmi was staying in his new place in Bojakata.
Welcome, respected King of Govinda.
I am very well pleased you have come to Bojakata to celebrate the marriage between my granddaughter, Rachna, with the grandson of my sister Ophi.
It's my treasure, dear bitch. But tell me, and spicy feelings and married. Being the Aniruddha is also Christian grandson, which was whole life on blood. He insulted and disfigured you. Has the many its heart and sins of your fear shut your heart?
My dear friend, I have not forgotten my hate towards Krishna. I'm always thinking about how to teach him a good lesson. But due to the affection for my sister Rukmini, I've handed my granddaughter Rachna over to her grandson. But when their family approached me for Raj's hand, I just couldn't refuse.
And this band is a bad. Hold up. What about there's a whole little dynasty that let them all make it? Whether you look to lesson with later, is it?
Give them a lesson at present. Whatever you need.
How come you tell against Krishna when my sister's here? Why not get our brother? One in a brother who's a more resting in his hat and by Bhishmaka. He also hates all kid as well.
But what would be the plan? What are you suggesting? Another combat could possibly lead to endless bloodshed that so many of us could perish.
These is amateur checks. You, on the other hand, are a very good chat caller. In this way, he can't refuse it from improved tough of pure Kshatriya. You can get a great deal of the wealth and get chance of both fun and ridicule those from their own family members.
Very good idea indeed. I cannot believe what an intelligent plan you devised. They arrived yesterday and should be here at any given moment. I can't wait for its chase fire. My dear Rachna, come here. Dear Sister Rukmini, welcome. Please, have a seat. This is my dear friend, the King of Kalinga. I hear the marriage preparations are duly underway, and we shall be honoring the ceremony by tomorrow. Meanwhile, I would like to invite our eldest member, Balaram, to a game of chess to pass times. What say you, O Balaramji, protector of the Yadu dynasty? A 1,000 gold coins.
It's accepted. Let's come out.
I win! That was surprisingly simple.
See, nothing yo, come a long way, as a way as a game. Have fun of the game. Test you 1,000 gold points.
I win again! How intriguing, it's so obvious at the same time.
Seems like the yo's come a long way. Just a birthday.
How about playing for 100,000 gold coins? What could the next outcome possibly be?
I win! How about that?
Cheating! You have not been victorious! I was about to checkmate your king! Do you even probably understand the rules of this game?
Enough! How about a game for 100 million gold coins? Let's see what tricks you can play this time. I win!
You don't comprehend the rules of this game. I'm the one who won, not you! Dear Places has all well know the rules of chess. Okay, can you please explain to these heretics that I am the one who won?
For all honest purposes, Balaram is the actual winner of the game. He is being abused, and the statement of Rukmi that he has won is false.
You two brothers, just talent boys. Maybe we're expert in tending cows and that's playing with the gopis, but how are you ever? Yeah, but it's playing chess and it's fighting in the battle for life. What's that? You and your brother's entire existence is pathetic.
The Saci breed and my mother, baring your teeth like the wren's drunken bears. Here we go! Is there anyone else? You bastards bite the food of your Kalingas. My dear brother, let us know rule the suspicious day. Yes.
Krishna, 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 Hare Ram.
So that was the first part of the show, and we will have a little intermission so you guys can go to the toilet and have some more snacks to enjoy. And please make sure to stay to the end. We will do our final bows, and please make sure to cheer Monkey when they do that. Thank you so much. We'll see you in 10 minutes.
My dear wise, the sun is going down. I shared at nearly mass this afternoon. But I think now it's time to head aside to tend to the children.
I do, Prabhu. Before we go head up pets, please do recite the last story about Krishna of Rukmini for saying Krishna as our husband before Rukmini was killed by Krishna. Although you've retold the story many times, my thirst for this nectarian pastime is not easily satisfied.
Alright now, settle down. This will have to be the last cast sign of the day. Please, be seated. So, it all started before Krishna and Rukmini had even met.
Oh, it's Krishna and Rukmini.
It's an especially marvelous story. Only very fortunate men, women, and children get to hear this pastime during their lifetimes. Let's head aside while I tell the story. It's becoming quite chilly out here. And to you, the audience, consider yourselves the most fortunate.
Rukmini was the beautiful daughter of King Bhishmaka of the province of Bida, a region in the east of the modern-day state of Maharashtra. She was Krishna's favorite wife and partner. As well as being an incarnation of the goddess Lakshmi, the consort of Vishnu, she is the symbol of devotion and serves as an example of full surrender to the Lord. She was quite young when she first contacted Krishna, and that's where our next story starts to unfold.
Foodstuffs available in the palace? Or was he pleased with your service? And has he had enough rest?
Dear Lord, all the instructions for him were followed very diligently. He took his bath after lunch and was rested for quite a few hours.
I'm eagerly awaiting Tira's message. It ought to be exceedingly important indeed. Who could be so desirous to send me a message all the way from Vidharla? Yet all seems very secretive. My dear Brahmana, I hope that you are executing the religious peaceables without difficulty, and that your mind is always in peaceful state. Even if one is as opulent as the king of heavens, Indra, he still will have to transmigrate from one planet to another if he is not satisfied. But if one's mind is satisfied, then even if he is bereft of all possessions, he can be happy living anywhere. I offer my humble obeisances to the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, for they are the best friends of all the people in general. They are free from false ego, and are always in the peaceful state and life. Dear Brahmana, are the citizens of a kingdom happy? If they accept in all regards, then it is to be understood that the king is honest and is treated rightly. Are there any disturbances in the garden? Please Speak openly about your mission.
My dear Chris, I'm pleased to bring you questions, but I've brought this confidential message from Princess Rukmini for your consideration.
Rukmini? The most beautiful and qualified princess of all the kingdoms?
Yes, she writes, My dear Krishna, O infallible and most beautiful one, any human being who happens to hear about your
transcendental form and pastimes immediately absorbs your name, fame, and qualities, and fixes your form in his heart. He always sees you within himself, and by this process, all his desires are fulfilled. In the same way, you have captivated me and taken my heart. You may doubt my steadiness of character, because how could an unmarried young girl like me approach you without shame? But my dear Mukunda, you are the supreme lion among human beings. Any young girl, or even a woman of the highest chastity, would desire to marry you. Being captivated by your extraordinary character, knowledge, opulence, and position. My dear Lord, I dedicate my life and soul unto your lotus feet. I have selected your lordship as my husband, and I therefore request you to accept me as your wife. You are the supreme. Now I belong to you. Unfortunately, my marriage has been arranged with Shishupala by my older brother Rukmi. Even though Shishupala is the son of a great king, I know that nobody is greater than you, who was worshipped even by Lord Shiva, the greatest among all demigods. I request you to immediately take care of me before I'm taken away by Shishupala and other princes like him. Please kidnap me and catch hold of my hand, so that I may not be touched by Shishupala and his allies like the king of Magadha. My dear lord, my marriage is to be held very soon, and to avoid unnecessary wounding and killing within the palace, I suggest you kidnap me on my way to see our family deity Durga Devi. It is our family custom to see her temple for a marriage. You can either kidnap me going to her temple, or on my way back to the palace.
Dear Brahmana, did I understand this correctly? Yes. Is she asking me to kidnap her?
My dear lord, even Lord Shiva needs to purify himself to obtain your favor. What then can be said about me? I know.
Obtaining your favor is not at all easy, but very difficult. I thus desire to dedicate my life to observing severe austerities and penances, such as fasting and going without bodily comforts. If it is not possible in this lifetime to gain your favor, I am prepared to die from such austerities and to undergo similar duplicities, lifetime after lifetime.
My dear Krishna, after hearing this message, you may act as you please, but if you want to do something, you must do so immediately. There's not much time left for action.
My dear Brahmana, I am very happy to hear that Rukmini is eager to marry me, since I am also eager to take her hand. I too have heard about her glories and feel equally attracted to her. Sometimes I cannot even sleep at night because I am thinking of her. I cannot understand, but the marriage between Rukmini and Shishupala has been arranged by her elder brother in a spirit of animosity towards me. I am determined to give a good lesson to all of these materialistic demoniac princes. You're saying the marriage is to be held tomorrow? It's already late in the morning, so let us leave immediately.
My dear lord, the way to Vrindavan is more than 1,000 miles. How will we make it in time?
Do not worry, dear Brahmana. I have the best of horses at my disposal. They'll reach the town of Quindina in less than 12 hours. Servants, please inform my charioteer Duraka to harness the 4 horses, Shaidya, Subheva, Megapushpa, and Balaha to my chariot. Dear Brahmana, may I ask you to please take a seat in my chariot?
Where's my younger brother, Krishna?
I do Lord Bhava has a big Devi to please rescue her before she gets married to the wicked Shishupala. Your brother has already left with a messenger and his charioteer Yogi to face all the warriors of Shishupala. He is on his way to the famous town of Kundima in the Vrindavan province.
My brother facing all these armies alone? Shishupala is surely there waiting for him with a large number of soldiers. We must come to his aid. Let us take a strong division of chariots, infantry and elephants to Kundina immediately.
Meanwhile, inside the palace, Rukmini was expecting Krishna to arrive. But when neither he nor the brahmana appeared, she was full of anxiety and began to think just how unfortunate she was.
There is only one night between today and my marriage day, and the brahmana nor Shamasunder have arrived. I cannot ascertain any reasons for this. Maybe Krishna has found some reason to become displeased, and thus rejected my proposal. As a result of this, the brahmana has not come back. Maybe great demigods like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva have also become displeased. I haven't properly worshipped them, and I may have become angry and tried to frustrate Lord Claire. Maybe Goddess Durga has taken the side of her husband. What if her name is Girija, the daughter of the Himalayan mountains? The Himalayan mountains are very cold and hard, and maybe she is treating me the same way. I feel trembling in my left eyelid, arm and thigh. This means something auspicious is going to happen. My dear Brahmada, I'm so pleased to see you. Please have a seat. Please tell me, has Krishna already come?
Dear Rukmini, yes, Krishna's son from the Adi dynasty has arrived, and he is staying in the outskirts of the city. He will carry you away tomorrow without fail.
My dear Brahman, I'm so pleased to hear these words. I apologize, I had nothing to give you in charity. Therefore, please accept my most humble obeisances.
Dear Rukmini, prepare yourself for a big day tomorrow. Let me make great for great combat as a result of your kidnapping. I wish you all good fortune in the future. May you ever live in prosperity and peace.
Here's a thunder. Welcome! I see you brought your army in town for my wedding ceremony. Well, where is Dantabakra? Ah, welcome Dantabakra, my faithful friend. Please, have a seat.
Dear friend Shishupala, we're always here to give you a helping hand. Though this full of adversaries try to thwart our plans, I've come in all my soldiers to witness the auspicious day that emerge.
Dear friend, you have nothing to fear while we are at your side. Our strength is incomparable. Who could dare defy the powerful armies of mighty kings such as ourselves? Even one of us could conquer the earth with a bow in a few hours alone.
It's always good to see such trustworthy friends, so your biggest asset for a girl like me anymore. Oh, King Bhishmaka and Rukmi, father and brothers with Rukmini, Dear future son-in-law, Shishupala, I welcome you to my country. I prepared this for a big festival today. I've honored the Brahmanas with large quantities of gold, silver, and cows decorated with ornaments and cloth. The roads of Kundina are arrayed with colorful flags and festoons, and gates have been constructed at particular castles. I thank His making me a future son-in-law. It's a great honor that our house is going to be tied at this match. My father is well negotiating my marriage with your son Rukmi, of course, is my very dear friend.
It is always said an open secret that my daughter should become the wife of Vasuvela, Krishna. But due to my son Rukmi intervening, I'm offering her to you.
Vasudeva Krishna, the low-class cowboy posing as a prince, who is seen to claim such a noble princess for himself. He used to be taught a lesson by us real warriors for his impudent behavior. I've heard he has arrived at the outskirts of the city with his brother Balaram and an extensive army. You must stand on the watch with these insignificant yard of descendants.
Indeed, I already welcomed them at their tents and invited them to assist at the wedding ceremony. They very gladly accepted the invitation. I shall give them a lesson straight away and drive them away before anything else happens.
Dear friend, now you've already been accepted to attend the marriage by your father-in-law. Instead, let us go and witness the princess visiting the Durga temple. We shall protect her from any interruptions. And if we observe any illicit move from the others, we'll make sure to curb their pride. Let my arrows pierce their lips and chest, while everybody watches my prowess in war.
Yes, well said. All glory to real warrior kings.
And so came the day for Rukmini's wedding, where she visited the temple of goddess Katyayani, or Durga. Even though less intelligent men and women around Rukmini worshipped the demigods in hope of material benefits, Rukmini within her heart always saw the lotus feet of Krishna. She only visited the temple of Durga in order to ask her to obtain Krishna as her husband. Rukmini was silent and grave. Various musical instruments were heard like conch shells, drums, and cymbals, which combine into a very sweet sound. Thousands of wives of respectable brahmanas were present. They presented Rukmini with flower garlands, sandalwood pulp, and a variety of colorful garments to assist her in worship goddess Durga. Rukmini offered water, different kinds of flames, incense, garments, garlands, and various foods prepared ghee. She also offered fruits, sugarcane, betel nuts, and spices. After offering her obeisances to the deity and her devotees, she left the temple.
In my days, I'm angry at this movie. I yearn to express myself. But a beauty have already lost her. A fear as if painted by an artist, poetically presenting the descriptions of great poets. She is not at all arrogant, and her eyes move restlessly. Look at the way she looks, like an Springs on wearing sword, but anger bells tingling mildly. How is this? Krishna's taking Rukmini wake must out of position. What is the use of bombing chivalrous fighters with arrows? Just look, we are losing our reputations.
Inside, Krishna! We must recapture Rukmini!
Warriors of the other dynasty! Protect my younger brother Krishna and face the attack of the unworthy princes!
Thus, terrorizing ensued between the two hostile armies. The princes and kings opposing Krishna shot their arrows at the Yadu soldiers, just as a cloud splashes the face of a mountain with torrents of rain. The opposing princes were determined to defeat Krishna and recapture Rukmini from his custody, and they fought as severely as they could. Lord Balaram, not tolerating the defiant attitude of the opposing soldiers, began to strike their horses, elephants, and chariots with arrows. Within a short time, millions of severed heads, decorated with helmets and earrings, had fallen on the battlefield. When the enemy, headed by Jarasandha, found that they were gradually being defeated by the soldiers of Krishna, they thought it unwise to risk losing their armies in the battle for the sake of Shishupala. When they saw that Shishupala was not competent to fight with Krishna, they decided to cease fighting and to retreat.
Just look! They're losing our soldiers for the sake of Rukmini. Should have fought by himself with Mr. Krishna. Thus, guess the prehistoric era. Let's not lose our armies for the sake of a princess which is not even ours. Seize the body, and now retreat! Can't just walk away without saying anything to Shishupala. Out of etiquette, we must say something. There he is. He looks all dried up, and all the lust wrote his body achedness of cheer. Let's go cheer levels of flattering words. Dear Shishupala, don't be discouraged in this way. You are the chief amongst the fighters. There's no question of distress or happiness for a person like you, as neither of these conditions are everlasting. Take courage. After all, we are not the final actors. We are always danced by the Lord Supreme. And according to his plan, we either discredit, encourage, or enjoyed happiness. We must get back to our business now. Farewell, dear friend.
Shishupala, my fair friend, how come you in such abominable state? Do you truly know how Shishupala my sister? But I cannot let Rukmini be taken like Krishna. I shall teach him a lesson. Equipped with several military flanks and thousands of elephants, horses, chariots, and infantry, I will follow and face it. I am an important military for me, and I vow for you all. Unless I kill Krishna in the fight and bring back Rukmini, I will not return to my capital city, Kandina. I make this vow for you all, and you will all see that I shall fulfill it. This coward boy had compounded part of his tricky ways of dealing with Krishna. Because he had the impudence to kidnap my sister, I, with my sharp arrows, shall discipline him severely. You silly white bird, sister! Like a crow, his steering clarified but fit for use in sacrifice. Now, I shall lead you in your full mercy. Be the grounded fires! Oh, you Yashika. Our captain is never fair to any human like hell. He is like an insignificant insect before you, who is a master of all greatness. My lord, he has no understanding of you. Therefore, he is considered the lowest in human society. You are the master of the whole coast of Latka station. Compared to you, he is only an ordinary prince. My lord, I pray you to not to fry, but on a suspicious day, maybe delighted you.
Please excuse him. He, according to his own calculations, he thought that Shishupala will be a better man. He did this out of love for me. Therefore, please excuse God.
Dear Rukmini, do not be disturbed. I will spare his life, but he must receive some punishment.
Brother, step aside! Your actions don't feel satisfactory. In fact, complete abomination, completely contrary to our family traditions. Whatever Rukmi may have been to you previously, he is now our brother-in-law and a relative of our family. You should not have put him in such an abominable condition. My dear Rukmini, please do not feel sorry that your brother has been made onlooking. Everyone suffers or enjoys the results of their own actions. And there is no need of being overly affectionate towards such a brother as yours. My dear Krishna, even when a relative commits such a blunder and deserves to be killed, should always be excused. For when he realizes his own fault, that realization in itself is just like death. My dear sister-in-law, the duties of a Kshatriya are so strong that even when one's own brother becomes an enemy, a real Kshatriya will not hesitate to kill you. Therefore, sometimes in a fight, family members may not show mercy to each other. Kshatriyas are the emblem of the materialistic way of life, and put each other in the most abominable of conditions, the pursuit of kingdom, power, women, and wealth. Besides, the consideration that a person is one's friend, one's enemy, is made only by people in the bodily concept of life. When one is immersed in this bodily concept of life, he accepts a body again and again in this material existence. However, when one is elevated to the platform of Krishna consciousness, he is free from this false conception of life. I beg you, please, Rukmini, do not be aggrieved by these false notions caused by ignorance.
After hearing such enlightening instructions from Lord Ara, Rukmini immediately became pacified and happy, and adjusted her mind. Rukmi, O brother, who had not been able to fulfill his purpose, had also lost all his soldiers. By the grace of the Lord, he could continue with his life, but due to his promise, he was not going to return to his capital city, Kundina. He constructed a small cottage in the village known as Bojaka, where he resided for the rest of his life. Krishna brought Rukmini to his capital city, Dwarka, and then married her according to the Vedic ritualistic principles. All the inhabitants of Dwarkapuri became very happy, and they dressed themselves with the nicest possible ornaments and garments. They went to present gifts to the newly married couple. All the houses were decorated with flags, festoons, and flowers. The whole city was made fragrant by the burning of fine incense. Everywhere in the city were profuse decorations. There were many elephants who carried the kings. The elephants scattered the banana and betel nut trees hither and thither. But despite such action, the whole city looked exquisite. Friendly kings like Bhishma, Dhritarashtra, the 500 brothers, King Drupa and Rukmini's father, King Bhishmaka, were all present. It is also mentioned that Nanda Maharaj and the cowherd boys of Vrindavan joined the marriage ceremony. All the visitors and inhabitants of Dwarka city were joyful to see Krishna and Rukmini together. In other ways, the goddess of fortune was now united with the supreme Lord, the maintainer of everyone, and thus all those present felt very peaceful and satisfied. On Nasayan's narrations, the pastimes of Krishna and Rukmini, based on Krishna book, by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Brahma.
From Srinivas to Vihara is Sushila, who was played by Tara. And then we have Sushila's son, which was Govinda. And Sushila gets Sudama's daughter, Jahnava. And then we have Gopal, who played Sudama. Then we have Rochana, who is played by Shyamala. And soldier number 1, which was Kaya. And soldier number 2, played by Gopal Ali. Servant, played by Aniruddha. Now we have King of Kalinga by Bhava. King Bhishmaka and Prince Aniruddha by Yashika. Santavaka, played by Nadia. Sanda Madhavendu. Shishupala, played by Nadia. I overcome Brahmana, who was played by Rishi. Rukmini by Saci. And then we got our narrator by Srinivas. Where is him? Where's he hiding? And then and then we have Sushila. Oh, we said that already, sorry. Balaram by Abhirama. And then our dear Rose Rukmini by Ramani. And last but not least, our wonderful Krishna, played by Kisori. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
I want to thank Indranila for her amazing effort, 6 months of preparing against all odds, and I think I say that from my heart. It takes a lot to deal with youth. Believe me. I say that with all my heart. I think it says beautiful with a capital B. I think she's one of the best preachers in ISKCON. So, I'm not saying the best because some might become offended, but so one of the best, if not the best. That's what it says.